Hey guys, so this is the KZ Vader Pro. Now some of you will know that I absolutely loved the KZ Vader for its performance and the Pro just builds on that. But is this so much better to be called a Pro? Well, let me explain. Alright, so the KZ Vader Pro comes in this very eco-friendly bare bones packaging as we've seen with most KZ earphones. Now sliding off the outer cover, inside the box we get some paperwork, numerous pairs of different size silicone ear tips, and a single pair of foam ear tips. The oxygen-free copper silver plated cable with 2-pin connectors on one end and a 3.5mm stereo jack on the other. You get this tool to move the tuning switches on the in-ear monitors, and of course you get the KZ Vader Pro in-ear monitors themselves. Now as for the key specs, the Vader Pro houses 3 dynamic drivers, each dedicated for the production of the highs, the mids and the lows respectively. And the version I have here is the one with the tuning switches with enhanced bass. Now you also get another version that comes without the tuning switches with a more or less balanced tuning. Now these have an impedance of just 18 ohms, and although your smartphone might be able to drive them quite easily, yet due to the really poor quality of the inbuilt DACs in our smartphones, they end up sounding low in volume or the bass response sounds weak. So to mitigate this, all you need is a portable DAC. Nothing too fancy or expensive, just something that can make sure that your in-ear monitors can perform to their full potential without leaving any volume or quality in the tank. And what you get is just the highest audio quality that your in-ear monitors can produce. And as always, the one that I personally use will be linked in the description below. So by now, most KZ users will know how these tuning switches work. Now for the ones who are new to this, so basically these switches allow you to further customize the sound by tweaking the different frequencies. Now, if you leave all these switches in the down position as they are right now, this is the baseline sound signature of these in-ear monitors, so it will not enhance any particular frequency. Now, if you raise switch 1 to the on position or the up position, this will increase the bass response by 1 dB. If you raise switch 2, this will increase the bass by 2 dB. Now switches 3 and 4 are for the mid and high frequencies. So if you raise switch 3 to the up position, this will increase the mid and high frequencies by 1 dB, and if you move switch 4 to the up position, this will increase the mid and high frequency by 2 dB. And if you're an absolute madman, you can raise all the 4 switches to the up position, which will give a substantial boost to the overall frequency. But more on that later. Now when it comes to the build quality, it is very familiar as it is with most KZ in-ear monitors from the past, with minor design changes to the metal faceplate with the Vader Pro logo. And honestly, it's a little boring from a purely design perspective, so maybe they could have just freshened it up a little more. Now on the other side, you have transparent resin that lets you see the innards of this in-ear monitor. It's very high quality resin, feels very comfortable on the ear, it has a very snug fit, feels robust overall, and is very ergonomic, and even for my tiny ears, I absolutely had no issues with prolonged or extended listening sessions. So fit, comfort, it gets a 5 on 5 from me. Now the cable is your typical KZ oxygen-free copper silver plated one. While not flimsy, it is quite prone to tangling, so no particular improvement here. Alright, so now let's talk about the main criteria, which is obviously the sound quality. Now as you know, sound is majorly made up of 3 major frequencies: the highs, the mids and the lows. The highs are the treble response where the really sharp sounding instruments are, the mids where the vocals are, and the low end or the bass response. Now first I listened to this with all the switches down to get an idea of its baseline sound signature, and it is impressive to say the least. But after tweaking around, I found that for me, keeping switches 1 and 3 up and 2 and 4 down gave me the best combination of resolution and depth, and when I wanted more power in the bass response, I raised switch 2 as well. So it was 1, 2 and 3 up and 4 down. Alright, starting with the high frequencies or the treble response. The treble response on these are tremendous. It has impressive detail retention as well as treble extension. But if you max out the volume, you might find the highs to get a tad bit harsh. So unless you're a treble head, keeping just the 3rd switch on is enough to give you all the detail and clarity you need, or you can keep the 3rd and 4th down if you're treble sensitive. Overall, the highs pack immense clarity with each instrument in the frequency range being distinctly audible, and offers an extremely detailed and rich response. Additionally, to smoothen out the ultra-high frequencies and make them a little less harsh, and to enhance the overall resolution, you could pair them with KZ's very own LS01 ear tips that I have right here. These, as mentioned, will take the edge off from the ultra-high frequencies, making them less piercing at higher volumes, and they're also super soft, making them a great addition to these in-ear monitors. So definitely check them out from the link in the description. Next up, we have the mid frequencies where the vocals are. The vocals on these are inherently a shade bright and pushed a bit forward that you may or may not enjoy depending on how you like your vocals. I personally really enjoyed them. The vocals pack excellent clarity and sound extremely crisp with an emphasis on the upper mids. At maximum volume, this might make male vocals a bit shouty, but at moderate volumes, it sounds very good. And with the LS01 ear tips, the upper mids sound smooth as butter. Now, what impressed me the most, however, was the rendition of stringed instruments that sounded majestic with immense detail, clarity, and weight. They were also well separated and absolutely makes for a rich listening experience. And finally, we have the low end or the bass response. Now, the bass response on these are absolutely massive. It caters to bass heads with a thick and meaty mid-bass slam and consistent sub-low rumble. It doesn't get muddy, nor does it struggle to keep up with tracks where the bass response needs to be fast. It absolutely nails the bass response convincingly and really adds a huge amount of heft and depth to the tracks. So, if you're a bass head, this has got you covered. Now, the soundstage on these are moderately wide with impressive imaging that will let you identify the location of instruments in the track. So yes, this pair can definitely be used by gamers as well. Alright guys, just to summarize. Now, if you already own the Vader, then the Vader Pro is not some sort of generational leap forward. Yes, it has improved in resolution overall and the sound is nothing short of truly impressive. But if you already own the Vader, you can stick to it unless you really want to experience these subtle but solid improvements. Now, for those who listen to a lot of songs specifically and not just music, this is great for such listeners. Especially for my Indian viewers, this pair absolutely rocks Bollywood tracks. So, by all means, the KZ Vader Pro has my seal of approval and is yet another absolute banger from KZ that will just not disappoint you even if it tried. So there you have it guys, that was my review of the KZ Vader Pro. I hope you've enjoyed that. If you have any other questions regarding this, do hit me up in the comment section below. I'll try my best to answer them. As always, the link to this, the DAC and many other audio accessories will be placed in the description below, and I would really appreciate if you use those links to make your purchase to help me run this channel so that I can produce more such high quality and helpful content just for you guys. So thank you so much for stopping by. Make sure to smash the like button, subscribe if you haven't already, share this video, leave a comment, and I'll catch you guys very soon in the next one. Cheers.